You want to launch your e-commerce brand but are not quite sure how much it'll cost you? Is it $1,000, $10,000, $100,000? In this video, I'll share with you exactly how much your budget should be and how you can get your brand off the ground. If this is your first time watching me, hi, my name is Nas and I'm an expert in e-commerce, GTM and automations. I used to work at Amazon for almost 5 years. I've built my own brand and today I help founders launch and grow their brands faster. But enough about me. Let's get right into why you're here. And by the way, if you want to skip this whole video and just have a number in mind so you can crack on with your work, I have good news for you. Because I created this tool where you just have to add the type of product that you want to sell, the target price, and how aggressive you want to be with your launch strategy. And just spoiler alert, if you want to be a little bit more aggressive with growth, it's going to cost you more money. So you should budget for that. So let me quickly show you what that looks like. You just have to go here to product category. Let's say you want to launch something within the fitness industry and you have an idea of a product in mind and you want to sell a product for $99. All of this is in US dollars, by the way, even if it doesn't show. You then want to select that your launch strategy is, let's say, balanced perhaps, unless you have a lot more capital. And you're going to hit this button that says calculate costs. The tool is going to think a little and here you go. You're going to have a launch cost analysis where it gives you a minimum budget and a recommended budget. This is all in US dollars and a percentage in marketing and how many units you'll need to sell to break even versus your initial investment. Now, of course, if you change the target price and you say it's going to be a little bit higher, the break even units are going to be lower. So right now it's 106, but imagine you want to sell a product for 150. You will see that this will adjust to 84 units. So the break even is lower. But then if you scroll down lower, you will be able to see the cost breakdown of the estimated individual costs per category, let's say. And this includes product development and sourcing, initial inventory, shipping and import duties, and so on. Now, always take this information with a pinch of salt because ultimately nobody knows your product better than you do. And this is just a generic sort of tool. So if you want to work with me or with someone else to bounce those ideas back and forth and seeing if the prices make sense, feel free to reach out. And if you scroll all the way down, you'll be able to see here the total estimated investment that you will need to be able to launch your brand. And that includes pretty much everything that you'll need to take into consideration. I built this calculator using data from Shopify to make sure that it was accurate enough versus other sellers and other brands that have already built successful businesses. So I'll leave the link in the description so you can click and you can play around with it. It's completely free. You don't even have to sign up or anything. And let me know if you think it's cool or if it's realistic or unrealistic enough in comparison to your business needs. Now, for those of you who want to get much more in depth, let's get started. The first big cost that you're going to have when launching a brand is going to be product development. And I want you to ask yourself, is your product really unique or are you just telling yourself that? Because if it's not, it's actually good news. Your cost in product development will be lower. If you want to sell a t-shirt, athleisure, or a dog leash, whatever it is, chances are that product already exists. You just need a brand. But if you want to create a custom product that requires assembling different types of micro product parts and creating a mold and going through a factory and going through iterations, that's going to set you back tens of thousands of dollars. A lot of time, a lot of money. And if you want to create something from scratch, it can cost you from $5,000 all the way to $100,000 depending on the complexity of it. Secondly, initial inventory. You will find yourself negotiating with manufacturers and chances are they will not want to sell you just 1 or even 5 or even 10 units. They will have this thing called minimum order quantity. And the minimum order quantity is the minimum quantity that the manufacturer will allow you to order, especially in the first few batches. That is normally 100 units, 500 units, whatever that may be, depending on the product price and size. But you want to make sure that you negotiate so that your MOQ is as low as you can possibly negotiate it to. And now don't get me wrong, a higher minimum order quantity means that the price per product will be lower. So per product, maybe you're paying $8 on average. Whereas a higher minimum order quantity means that perhaps your product will be costing you $12 to $15. But in the beginning, it's worth taking the hit on your P&L. And that is because you don't even know if people will want to buy the product just yet. So this is a cost that you also have to take into account. Again, highly depends on your product type, Highly depends on your manufacturer's requirements as well. Your third cost is going to be shipping and import duties. Chances are the place where you're ordering from is not right next to your house. So you will have to bring the stock over, whether it's to your bedroom in the beginning or to a local warehouse that you've rented. Unless, of course, you're drop shipping. But that's a completely different business type, and honestly, it's not as rosy as people may think. If you want to know more about it, I'll make a different video, but that's a completely different topic. If you order from manufacturers within your own country, you will not have to pay import duties. But chances are the products are going to be a little bit more expensive. Most people end up ordering from Asian countries such as China, but that includes paying those tariffs. Yeah, everybody's favorite word, tariffs. It's you paying them. And a quick tip on this, when you order your products, if they're coming from far, you have two main options. One is getting them by boat, and the other is by plane. If you order them by boat, it's gonna cost you a fraction of the cost, but it can take you months to get your initial samples or products, and that's gonna set you back a lot of time. If you're just starting to build a brand, this is the option that I recommend. And then of course, when your stock hits your country, you will most likely be charged VAT, import duties, whatever the tariffs are within your country in relation to the country where you ordered from. But this very much depends on where you are, what your product type is, how much you ordered, and a bunch of other factors. Your fourth cost is going to be your website and storefront setup. This is where people can actually buy products from you. So you want to make sure it's as beautiful and as high converting as possible. There are so many platforms out there where you can get a subscription for $20 a month-ish. There's Wix-commerce and WooCommerce and Yay-commerce. Okay, I was joking about that one. But Shopify is normally my default option because it simply has the biggest market share. And the reason for that is because it's such a smooth and easy experience, and it ends up leading to higher conversion as well for customers. If you need help setting up your store, you can always reach out via my website, or you can drop a comment below. And if you want to know more about this topic of how to set up your storefront, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I will be making a video about the different options you have and how to set up your storefront. Cost number 5, storage and shipping. This is a cost that not many people talk about, but it's super important. When you have your stock, whether it's in your bedroom or at a local warehouse, you will need a provider to do your last mile delivery. What does that mean? Well, it's essentially shipping from you to your customer. Simple as that. And as you start growing, chances are the stock is no longer going to be in your bedroom. It's going to be at a partner's warehouse who's hopefully going to manage that stock. And whenever an order comes in, they will trigger the delivery automatically. In the beginning though, your cost is essentially going to be holding that stock, going to the post office and paying for the post to deliver it to your customer. Cost number 7 is legal stuff. There's always going to be legal costs involved with setting up a business, whether it's your incorporation costs, whether it's local taxes, whether it's payment processing fees. Always make sure to assign a little bit of a budget for legal costs, whether it's $500 or if it's $5,000. It really depends on the country in which you live, the type of product that you want to sell. Is there an IP element to it? If so, the cost will most likely be higher. So yes, always assign a little bit of money for legals. And the 8th and final cost is working capital. This is the amount of money you will have to be able to get your brand off the ground. How much money do you have so that you can take the hit, send the product to some of the micro influencers so that they can use it and promote it? How much money do you have for paid media? These are all factors that matter massively in the way you're able to launch, but also scale successfully. I have honestly seen brands launching with as little as $1,000 and others launching with over $100,000. So the way you approach it and the type of product that you want to sell and make the cornerstone of your whole brand is massively going to impact how much money you need to start. But if you need help or would like to pick my brains on the product brand that you're launching, drop a comment below or drop me a message on my LinkedIn or via my website, sellingwithnas.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to give it a like, a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.